Hey guys, and welcome back to Hypertora. I have my Tokyo treat box here for April. It's a little bit late. It's normally meant to arrive between the 20th and the 28th of the month, but I think it got caught up in the post this month. The box is a little bit worse to wear than they normally are, but luckily these boxes are quite thick, so they can take quite a bit of a beating. It sounds and feels quite full. There's a little bit of rattle in there. I'm hoping that's a sweets and not something broken or busted open. But let's open this up and have a look inside and see what we got. Now normally I don't actually eat too much of this on camera, because there's a lot to eat at once. But some of the things that they've sort of teased I may actually try today. But so this is full to the brim as usual. That is an awesome kind of thing to see when you open the box. Now we have our kind of booklet, which we get in most of our subscription boxes now. This one's a little bit bigger and it actually tells you about all the items that are in there in English. While I'm learning Japanese, I'm not really that good at reading at all, but we've also got instructions for the DIY candy. But I will keep this open because where my Japanese is still not that great, I can actually tell you what's actually in this box. So to start off with, the top of the box, we have some crisps. With a kind of very nice little anime character on there. I can't remember the name of that character. Now, I can't tell the flavouring from looking at the packet. This is Caramucho hot chili flavoured chips. So it did look kind of spicy. Almost looks like sweet chili, looking at the crisps. But that there is some hot chili crisps. So that's quite nice. I won't eat these ones now. We also have, now these remind me of when I was in Japan. So they're kind of another packet of crisps in kind of waffle texture there. Now this reminds me of Japan because of the little character on there, the little potato. That's something that comes with one of the brands of crisps when you're in Japan. Now it looks like meat flavored, I think, because there's a chicken and some beef on there. We can look at that. We have, it's barbecue flavored Sapporo potato snacks. So some barbecue flavored crisps there. Next, this looks like a noodle, instant noodles. So it's a Baby Star Bonito Kelp Udon. So that's going to be kelp. I definitely can't eat this one now because it needs some boiling water. But add boiling water and sit for 5 minutes. And this is going to be full of seaweed as well. It's a nice polystyrene cup, so it's disposable. It's probably your typical kind of Japanese fast food style snack that you can just grab ready meal. There. Now, sometimes they put some things in the box that are Japanese that aren't actually food. This will be this month's item, which tend to be for the only for the premium boxes. So we got a kind of little purse. I'm not too sure what they do with a purse. It's quite a nice Doraemon purse kind of item there. Which opens up and it's got a little bit of packing foam on the inside. It's made of plastic. I think this is chrome plated. I'm not sure if that's plastic as well or metal, but it's reasonable if you want something like that. For me, it's more of a display item, I think, than it will be actually usable. I don't know how many girls would want to use something that small, but nevertheless, it's very nice to see things like that in the Japanese boxes. Now this would be what I could hear rattling. So it looks like some sweet. It almost looks like some little popcorn style little corns, and it's obviously in the shape of a carrot, so I'm assuming it's carrot flavoured. So it's a carrot chopped rice cake. So yummy concoction of dried and baked perfection. So I presume this is going to taste a bit like carrot. And yeah, the rice, that's kind of like popped rice in there. So there's a lot of stuff in this box, which is all the good reason to get a premium box. We have a chocolate wafer. So we've had similar things in previous boxes like this. It's called a chocolate Moneka. So I think the last one we had similar to this was like the teriyaki fish. These are absolutely brilliant. They taste amazing. Now, this makes me think of Bombay mix, just because it's dry. But the actual picture looks like some sort of noodles and Greek vegetables. So this must be the Baby Star yakisoba sauce flavour. So sauce flavoured. There's a lot of crisp related savoury items in this box. So normally I like the sweet things, but I'm hoping they're at the bottom of the box. We have some sushi, some wasabi grilled. No, not. I don't know why I said sushi. I'm thinking of seaweeds with sushi. No, it's we have some seaweed, wasabi grilled seaweed. Wasabi is an interesting flavour if you've never had it before. While I can take a fair bit of heat and spice in terms of chili, wasabi's got its own kind of kick and bite, which still gets to me slightly. But nonetheless, that will be an interesting eat, I suppose. Different from the usual. We have our DIY item here. So these are that's mochi flavoured by the look, because we got a green tea flavoured mochi, or mochi, depending how you want to pronounce that. So I've actually had a similar DIY to this before, but with different flavouring. So you kind of get little tablets in this packaging, and you put some drops of water on it. It has a little fork that comes with it, and then you can dip that in the chocolate and then in the green tea powder. It does take a little while to get used to making these. The last one I tried, I added too much water, and the chocolate just wouldn't stick to it. So it's almost like you want to make the mochi and then put the chocolate on top of it rather than trying to dip it in the chocolate. And only ever really add a drop or two at a time. Don't fill up a tray and drop them in. That just doesn't work out too well. It's good reason to go for a premium. There is so much stuff in the premium box. We have our lovely Japanese biscuits in the form of koala. So I love these. It's custard pudding flavour. So that's going to be new for me. I've had these in all sorts of like strawberry, white chocolate and chocolate, but I've never had custard flavour. And I absolutely love custard. So that's going to be an amazing thing to eat. We've got some soda flavoured candy here. I've had things like this before. They've had kind of gummies in them. So it's a raw Ramoon candy. So Ramoon, I suppose the closest thing I can think of that tastes like is probably almost like lemonade. But it's a flavour in Japan. Now, apparently you can refrigerate these and the taste and texture will change if you cool it or freeze it. So I was thinking about opening these, trying them now, but I might actually do that and save some for when I get home just to see whether that flavour does actually change. So we've got 3 things left in this box. Oh no, 4 things hidden away. We got, I think there's some popping candy, and it looks like sour cherry on there. There's Meiji's plum patty-chan. The yummy flavours of crisp plum gives us a bittersweet vibe for those crunchy morsels. So it is crackling candy. Now, I don't know if the plum in this is going to be similar to something when I ate in Japan. I wasn't too keen on it. It was rather bitter and salty, rather than what I was expecting, and it had a kind of pip in the middle. So I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to like these. I kind of hope I do. I don't know what the plum's from, because the flowers on here tend to be used a lot of the time for Sakura cherry trees and cherry flavoured items. So we've got a few more items. We've got some more biscuits with a chocolate filled centre here. I think it's in the shape of fish and octopus. So that's Meiji's Pucker chocolate. So they're pretty cool. They're going to be very similar to these Lottie chocolates. And we have some pandas, some chocolate panda-shaped pandas, or panda-shaped chocolate. It almost looks like the Zelda logo in the middle as well. So Crunchy Panda Z. So that, more chocolate. I love these things. I love the gummies as well. Gummies can be my favourite. And then the last thing in this box is Pepsi Sakura. So they've been advertising this and hyping up this box quite a bit, because Pepsi Sakura is a relatively new flavour that only came out a month or two or so ago. I thought it might be like normal Pepsi. It might look kind of black or brown in colour, but it's actually pink. So they've taken out that colouring that's normally in Pepsi. Now whether it's going to taste like cherry cola, I'm not entirely sure. But I will open this one and give it a try, just to see what it's like. You definitely get that hit of cola, so it does taste of cola, but there's a nice cherry flavouring to it, and a lot of cherry soda is kind of sometimes sickly or strong. This because it's Sakura, it's the cherry blossom rather than cherry. That is a really nice taste. That is, I'm gonna save the rest of this for later. I think this is my favourite Pepsi I've ever had. That is, a lot of the Sakura things I've had, the chocolates in one of the previous boxes was absolutely amazing. This Sakura Pepsi is brilliant. And I think not next month's box, but the month afterwards, they're talking about putting another Sakura Cola in. Probably not Pepsi, maybe a different brand. If it's local, because I think this was so popular. But if you're ever in Japan, this seems like something you should go and try. If you get a chance to get hold of Pepsi Sakura, go get it. And if you want to try something similar, go on to Tokyo Treat and sign up for, I think it's not this month's box, which is not May's, the one that's coming next, because that's supposedly having a green tea flavoured soda. But the month after that should have another one of these, maybe not Pepsi, but a different brand. So that is pretty cool. I'll try a few more things. I don't want to eat all of these. I'll give these a go. So the immune flavoured candy. If I can open it. I didn't quite turn that properly. There we go. So these are slightly different from the gummies I've had before. They look like little sugar cubes, but they're soft. They're maybe like lots of very tiny granules of sugar stuck together. It certainly smells of immune, which is it's very similar to lemonade. Tastes essentially the same as all the other immune I've had before. I was expecting that to be a gummy kind of texture. That wasn't. Nowhere near that. It almost is like a sugar cube lump. I bit straight through it. I was expecting to have to chew through a gummy, but that was just straight into chewing it. It is not essentially like a sugar cube. Sugar cube's already hard. That was soft. So it's like chewing a soft cube of sugar with kind of your immune flavouring. So a little bit odd, but nice nonetheless. Now, I'll give these a go. I'm not entirely sure what these are going to be like. Because while popping candy is not amazing, the last time I had a plum in Japan that looked a bit like the picture, I had a bit of a shocked experience. Smells pleasant, kind of like plum. It's the best way to get these out. You've got the kind of rocks in there, and it almost looks like there's kind of sprinkles in it as well. But definitely got the cracking. Now that's got a, you can hear that crackle. Been a while since I've had crackling candy. That's a very odd flavour. I'm not entirely sure what to make of that. It's sweet, but it's got a kind of very bitter taste to it. It kind of reminds me of the thing that I did eat when I was in Japan, but slightly better. But it's got a kind of weird, very weird taste to that. But if you're not used to it, that is a little bit, that's rather odd. So I won't eat the rest of those now. I'm still crackling, still a bit of crackling in my mouth. Now, I'm interested to actually see what these custard biscuits are going to taste like. And I'll probably make this and maybe the chopped carrot rice cake the last thing that I eat on this video at least. So they look like your normal kind of panda, or not panda, I don't know why I said panda, Kerala candies that we usually get when you get these kind of things. You tend to be able to get these in a reasonable few supermarkets now as well in the international section. But it's certainly got that custard smell to it. As well as it's not like a solid custard flavour, it's more almost like a custard or butterscotch kind of flavouring that you'd get with a kind of Angel Delight. That definitely took away the flavour of the popping candy. So I think the last thing I'm going to open up today and actually give a go is this carrot rice candy. So it's obviously sealed into the shape of a carrot. It's sealed a bit like bread is in the UK. If I can get that tag off. I think that's purely for the shape. So the best way to open this, I don't know if it's going to open. Apparently there's no best way to open this. There we go. Okay. So they're definitely white inside there. There's not quite a smell to it. It just smells kind of like your rice. Now, they almost look like a cereal that you can get in the UK. I think it's Sugar Puffs. They taste like Sugar Puffs as well. I'm not entirely sure about the carrot flavour. But they've definitely got a unsweetened rice taste, and they're very similar to last time I had Sugar Puffs. So they're little grains, but there's not the sugar on them like with Sugar Puffs. That's quite pleasant. That's quite nice. So that's actually a good item from this box. So I think I've tried at least something from each different category. So these are all the items that we get in this box, and you can actually see here what you get in the small, the regular, and the premium box, put into different versions or different categories, just so you can see. So if you do get the smaller box, you can see what you're missing out on, and if you get the premium, you've got all the items there. It also saves them from printing different booklets for each type of box, rather than just a small box printing the same size thing with just those few items on it. But yeah, that's a pretty great box this month. I'm looking forward to next month to see what the matcha green tea tastes like in a soda. I think that's going to be pretty weird. But this is probably definitely my favourite thing in this box. This soda is amazing. So I think when I next try ordering stuff in Japan, I might put this on my list of stuff to try and get hold of. Although I'm not entirely sure how easy it will be. It's very difficult to ship liquids that distance because of the weight. But anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like my video down below. Please subscribe to my channel as well, so you can keep up to date with other unboxings I'm doing. I'm also trying to start some gaming episodes soon. I almost had some done last week, but I had an issue with the recorder. All the audio and video is out of sync, so I've got to scrap the entire thing and start again. But yeah, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below. You can also read the description and find links to my blog, my Facebook, my Twitter. Find those, and if you subscribe to my Twitter, you'll get an update every time that I push a new video out. And comment down below as well if you've got any questions about some of the stuff in this box. If you want to ask what some of this stuff that I haven't tasted tastes like, I'll be more than willing to tell you. I really don't want to eat that much now. I'm trying to put myself on a little bit of a diet. But yeah, or just comment down below with any suggestions you think for future boxes, or if you've got any subscription boxes you get that you think I should unbox, I should start getting that are particularly amazing. I'm looking at other boxes that I can try and get hold of that aren't too expensive, and trying to make sure that some of the boxes I've been looking into, I think there's another UK box I was looking at, but it's had reasonably bad reviews lately with trying to get the boxes to people, especially with refunding people. So if you know a trustworthy box that you think I should unbox, it's got some amazing stuff in it, it's not just lots of small trinkets that are making up the value of the box, then comment down below and let me know. I'll be more than willing to get them. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.